EA's getting sued, baby. So there's a class action lawsuit going on right now within Canada, and it's going after loot boxes. I think particularly it is centered around the FIFA games because those sports games are they're rated like E for everyone, maybe T for teen, right? Like they are very widely distributed, right? They're played by younger people, and
Yeah,
yet
that's right.
they have extremely, I don't want to say predatory, but like they have some loot boxes, like the FIFA, design your own team. I forget where it's called. Like it's like some sort of team thing where
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
like
you
a
open
manager's. It's like your typical
Ultimate
manager
Team, I think
system.
it's called.
Yeah, Ultimate Team.
Yeah. So you open these packs. It's like opening a pack of cards, and you open this pack, and you get these like players, and that's what it is. And you just build your team out of that. But obviously, like people are trying to open packs and get the best players. Obviously, Lionel Messi has a real low drop rate. You're not just gonna get Messi like first try. Probably you're gonna like get him after $1,000 spent. You know what I mean? So, and then there's the real question of, is this gambling? And if it is gambling in some capacity, that's like people gamble, right? Like that's fine, but it needs to be regulated in that
Regulated,
aspect.
and the
So
government is heavily involved a lot of times
so
too.
if it is ruled gambling, then the game can't be T for teen. It needs to be adult or like 18A or mature. Sorry, that's the rating, mature. So that would be a huge deal.
Oh
right?
yeah, they lose out a ton of sales if their game's rated M.
I mean, they maybe. I honestly think a lot of parents wouldn't even check; they would just pick it up.
You don't think so?
Oh, dude.
I don't know. There's some pretty bad parents out there. Case in point, I forgot my son at school today. So I mean, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I did.
It really is tough because a lot of times as a parent, when you're on your own devices, we like convenience. We get everything set up in a way that I'm one button push away from purchasing something whenever I want to purchase it. I don't want to have to go in and put my card information in every single time. It's a hassle. But here's the problem. My kids like to use my devices. They do. My iPad, my phone. And there's games that I download on these devices for my kids to interact with. And you do have to heavily monitor it. I mean, there's times where I tell my son, all right, if you want to play that game, you can sit here next to me on the couch and play it. That's totally fine. But I monitor it. But here's the thing. My son is a human being with his own desires and a brain that functions. So what he does sometimes is, hey, it's 6 a.m. Dad's in bed. Mom's in bed. I'm awake and I feel like playing a game. He's going to come down here. He's going to
sounds like a real gamer to me.
And he's going to start playing some games. Sometimes I wake up, I come downstairs. There he is. He's playing a video game. And you know what I mean? It's like you cannot have eyes on them at all times of the day.
And he spent
every single moment.
$300 on
and
his
you don't know.
I mean,
I've got it set up on a lot of these devices. Well, now I mean, there's ways that I gotten smart and I can kind of prohibit that stuff, and it require a little extra authentication. But I understand that for a lot of parents, it can be a concern when you have the gambling things involved, or a way for them that's the game is actively trying to push purchases at them, and you see it with a lot of these mobile games too. And EA is sort of notorious for that. It's always front and center. If you want to make a purchase, they make sure you see that it's a thing you can do.
Hold on really quickly. On top of that, though, is even if it's not the kid necessarily doing it, but if it's in the game, a lot of kids watch YouTube, right? And so, like, that's one of the reasons why I was like, I don't want to show these wishes off anymore for Genshin. Is like, I don't want to really promote the wishes. I think they're scummy. But if all these little kids are watching
3 million views on those videos,
right? They're watching these ultimate team character openings, and they're getting all these things. Are these kids gonna go, hey, mom and dad, I want to get a PlayStation card. Mom and dad, I want to get a card so I can get some characters in this game. And then they're going and trying it, and like I can't imagine that that's very good for them, for their brains. And I can't imagine them going and spending their $25 or $50 card and then getting trash characters. I mean, I guess that's a life lesson for them, but it's a lesson I don't think they shouldn't have to learn it. They shouldn't have to do that.
It's not a life lesson if, like TV said, they don't spend their money. It's just really easy. Like the way it's set up, it's very easy to like trick kids into like spending money. Like all the buy now buttons are massive and they're huge and get more players in it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's going to be interesting because if this lawsuit comes to fruition and if it's classified as gambling, they may have to really take steps. And like, we've kind of seen Activision there was a similar ruling to this in Europe, and they actually did kind of rule it gambling. And so you see, like, the new Call of Duty, not Black Ops, but well, I think potentially Black Ops, but certainly with Modern Warfare, there is no loot boxes in that game at all. Everything is acquired, like, you pay for bundles, you have the season's pass. It's actually very transparent, and I would say very fair. Like, the new guns are earnable in game, and so they're still making bank, dude. Like, if you play Warzone, every freaking guy in there has like the latest skin, right?
Yeah.
Every guy, like, they're still making hella bank, because I think players, like, first of all, it keeps them out of lawsuits, and secondly, I think players are kind of getting fed up with the loot box system. I mean, there's only so many times you can do a wish, and then you just don't get. You just like screw it, right? You just leave. Like, the whales keep going, but the average players don't. Whereas I think the average players are much more interested in spending $10 for a 6 skin in Modern Warfare and Warzone because they're enjoying it, right?
Well, it's like that those heirloom weapons in Apex. I would
Yeah.
never spend to get the packs because it was so rare. But if I could just get the heirloom knife for like $10, I would just buy it. Like,
here's the thing. Here's the thing. Apex made a modification of their system pretty early on. So here's what they did. As far as legendaries and heirlooms are concerned, they basically built in fail-safes that said there will be a threshold where eventually, if you have spent X number of dollars, we're just going to guarantee that you get a legendary, and we're going to guarantee that you get an heirloom. So it's gambling up to a certain point. Also, what they've done is now, and this is now for the past, like, 3 heirlooms at this point. Every time that they bring a new heirloom into the loot pool now, what they do is they bring it in with a new event. And so this new event has all kinds of weapon skins, all kinds of character skins and emotes, just like, I think it's normally around like 25 new items that they bring into the loot pool. And they say, here's what we're going to do with this event. You can buy loot boxes that only have these things in them. And once you've collected all 25, we give you the heirloom. So basically what that amounts to is, I think it's around like $100 before you're guaranteed an heirloom. So it's a lot of money, but it is a set price tag, and you can weigh whether or not, do I want to just keep using these loot boxes that you do get for leveling up. You don't have to pay for all the loot boxes. Or do you just want to say, you know what? I play this game all the time. I'm totally willing to dump $100 in to get 25 new skins, emotes, and everything, plus an heirloom for my favorite character. You can do that.
Yep. Right. And I mean, if that's the case, that I could get $100 for D-Luke back in Genshin, I would have done it. Because
that's exactly right.
It took way more. But, like, I there are people that's valuable to them, and they want to enjoy the game that way. But when you have it all luck based, and even in that, right? Because as you're saying, with the heirloom, you can get it guaranteed. But with the pity system, it's just, I can get a character. It's not that character. Well, I guess other than the operate rate banner.
I think another important thing is, like, another thing that's like just important with, like, this whole debate is, like, retained value. So, okay, I apparently, being a professional gamer, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not in it enough. All right, meeting girls is too easy. So that what I had to do is I had to then get really into Magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards.
Right.
Now, here's the interesting thing, though. So I've bought Magic cards, a lot of Magic cards, and they come in packs, but they actually, like, so that actually, I think, went into court, and they ruled it's not gambling, because the big difference is, so even if you open a Magic card pack or a Pokemon pack or a Yu-Gi-Oh pack, you get physical objects that you can then resell. So if I have cards that I got from packs, like a $10 pack, $15 pack for Ultimate Masters, I've gotten cards, or no, like a $5 pack, I've gotten like special cards that are like $200. So I have increased my value. And again, I have these physical items that I can sell to you, Mtashed, or I can sell to you, TV. But the problem is, like, when we get into games, like the Call of Duties that used to have loot boxes like Black Ops, and a great example with Genshin, I can't, like, sell a D-Luke. I can maybe sell my account, but
then it gets banned. So it's like, can you?
So it's like these items have no intrinsic value. I cannot get my money back. I'm just sinking money in, and there's no actual value because I can't sell them. And that's like a whole other debate. It's like, in CS:GO, you can kind of resell certain items if you get lucky.
Right.
So that's a whole nother very interesting kind of can of worms where it's like, will these games in the future continue to do a loot box system, but then enable like trading so that the items you get have intrinsic value and can sometimes get around the gambling thing?
They almost would need to, because I think that
Yeah.
that is one of the reasons why it lost in
Europe.
in Europe. I think that was like one of the key arguments was it's you don't actually own the item really, like or you don't have resale on it, and there's no guaranteed odds, and so it's just kind of messed
also-
up.
Yeah, and also there's no like collection per se, especially when like, you can collect magic cards, you can use them whenever. It's like you can kind of use them in a game, but especially with like a Call of Duty, when the new Call of Duty comes out, all of those things, all of your loot box items just lose all value. You're not playing that game anymore. And you can't sell
the
them.
the servers might go down. So
Yeah,
you
they might not even
literally
be
can't
supported
play.
anymore. That's right.
And
Right.
you literally have no value. It's very, very weird.
You know what the nice thing is though is there are some products out there that you can buy and you can enjoy and you can love. And if you're looking for an energy boost while you're studying, gaming, or doing anything else, we're actually sponsored by Advanced GG. We got the shirt there. Kackis is wearing it. RGH is sponsored by Advanced GG. Clinically tested, no sugar added, no calories. This stuff is incredible. Go to advanced.gg, check out some of the products there, and use code RGH. That will support the podcast. We would appreciate it. Also, if you guys want to become a member of the channel, you guys want to become a real gamer, at the end of the stream, we'll be doing a members-only chat where we answer your questions. You have a little bit of one-on-one time with us. So click the join button and consider becoming a real gamer today.
We'll divulge our deepest secrets.
Oh,
Ooh.
it gets roasty. It gets juicy.
Yeah, we got a little feisty
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah.
We were kind of dogging on each
Juicy,
other.
baby. Oh, there's some absolute juice.